Hi, I'm Mike Stratton, and I'm here with the Wise Woman program, and we're going to be talking today about motivational interviewing. A couple of points that I want to make about motivational interviewing is that when you are doing this, you're actually thinking about the stages of change that your client, your customer is in. So are they in pre-contemplation? Are they thinking? Are they not even thinking they need to make a change? Are they beginning to think that they need a change in contemplation? Have they made a decision to make a change? Are they in the action stage of actually making the change? Or they're in maintenance, where they've made the change. There are 5 techniques that go along with motivational interviewing. Today we're going to talk specifically about developing discrepancy, but they don't take place individually. They take place usually throughout the conversation. So the techniques are expressing empathy, rolling with resistance, avoiding argumentation, developing discrepancy, and supporting self-efficacy. Today we're going to be speaking specifically about developing discrepancy. Discrepancy is when someone has something that's inconsistent in their life. For instance, they really want to be healthy, but they really don't want to change their behaviors. And so highlighting both sides of that helps put the client in touch with their own ambivalence, their own mixed feelings about making a change. Then you can weave in the other skills. You can empathize with that. You can help them see if they're ready to move towards making a change at that point or not. If they start to resist, you go back to empathy. You avoid argumentation, you roll with their resistance. And then maybe they're ready for a little more discrepancy. But it's their challenge, and you have to make that point. It's not your challenge against them. It's not a tug of war. It's their challenge to face themselves. You're just helping to create a context for them to explore that. Let's take a look. So, Jean, thanks for coming in today. I'm happy you're here.
I'm happy I'm here too.
Yeah, are you?
Well, no, not really.
I didn't think
Yeah.
you would be. Usually people aren't real thrilled to come in and have these kind of conversations. That's understandable. But we're going to be talking about your health today. And I don't know, how do you feel about your health? How's it going for you?
I feel great.
Do ya?
I'm
Great.
feeling really good, and I have no concerns or anything.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is run over a few different things here that we've noticed. That your blood pressure is a little high. Did you notice that? It's 140/98. So
Yeah.
you're just moving from the.
Yeah.
You see that red?
It runs
Slightly
that, but
high.
I was really running late into the doctor's office that day, so that may have made it a little bit higher.
You might have been just really
Mhm.
excited or
Yeah.
upset.
Yeah.
And your cholesterol is also high, and it's moving from up here
245.
245, yeah. And that's just getting into the high range. Did you notice that?
Yeah, my doctor spoke to me about that, and yeah, he said I need to look at my diet and a little bit changing it and probably adding more of an exercise routine. But I work at night as a waitress.
Oh, really?
I'm
Where do
running
you
all
work?
night. Oh, the old Grand Mill.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mhm,
Do you like that?
Oh, I love it.
I've been there
there for
too.
years.
The
Yeah.
food's
They
really
have
good.
fantastic food.
What's your
Yes.
favorite thing to eat there?
I love their French fries with their cheeseburgers. Oh my God, their French fries are
French
to die for.
fries are- yeah,
To die
they're
for.
really good.
All right, probably shouldn't be telling you that. But
No, no,
they,
no.
They
I
really
like
are.
it
And I know
too.
maybe I eat too many of them.
Do ya?
But yeah, I probably need to cut them out a little. But I really like them.
Okay. So there's a part of you that really, really likes them, and then there's a part that says maybe I need to cut back on them a little bit.
Yeah.
You're not-
I don't know.
You're kind of on the fence
Yeah,
with that.
yeah. My whole
Okay.
family has high cholesterol, and they're on medication for it. And he said that we could try
Got
this
it.
diet, and he gave me this diet to look at, which I can guess I can try it. But if anything, he said we'd have to put you on medication, which I don't really know if I'd want that. But
Okay. So
Yeah.
your family, you have a family history of this
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
Some health concerns.
Yeah, my
How
dad
is your
has it.
family doing?
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. My sister just got diagnosed with some pre-diabetes, so she really
Oh.
now has to really watch what she's eating and everything.
So she was just diagnosed, and
Right.
oddly enough, that's exactly what we're saying today, is that you're in the pre-diabetic range. Um,
Well, how high is it? Oh, 120. You
yeah.
know, they say you're supposed to be fasting for that, and I had a cup of coffee that morning. You think that could have affected
Coffee
it?
wouldn't affect it. No, no.
Oh.
So this is probably accurate.
Hmm.
Yeah. What do you have a reaction to that, or what's your thought? Or I can tell you're kind of taking that in.
Well, yeah, you know, it sort of goes along with what my doctor was saying, that because of the family history that I'm really predisposed to it, and um,
So it's starting to actually happen, and
yeah, I guess.
yeah, yeah. So so this is a lot of information to take in at once.
Yeah. You know, it's really hard to change your diet.
Oh,
I work two
sure.
jobs. I got three kids. My husband drives truck. I try and buy the fruits and vegetables, but
Uh-huh.
you know, the closest grocery store is like 15, 20 miles away.
Wow.
S-
You don't
and
have a car,
well, I do
or
have a
do-
car, but just
yeah.
trying to get the kids from, you know, all their different activities
Them
and
being so
around my
small,
husband's
or-
schedule.
How old are
And
they? How old are your kids again?
6, 9, and 12. I have two girls
Oh,
and
I
a boy.
see. Okay.
So they're constantly going back and forth to school, and you know, I work part-time in the morning as a temp and as a clerk in an
Wow,
accounting
you are
office.
busy.
Yeah.
You are really
yeah.
busy.
So I don't
So-
even have time even need to eat sometimes. So
Got it.
yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's hard to figure out how would I balance in all
Oh,
these
it's
changes.
extremely hard. You know, by the time
Yeah,
I get the kids out the
exactly.
door in the morning, get them to school, and then I'm running to the office late. I mean, you know, I'm lucky I can grab a cup of coffee and, you know, and a donut or something, which I
Mhm.
probably shouldn't have a donut. I mean,
Mhm.
but it's just really hard to try and eat. I
Mhm.
do eat lunch, though. I do eat a
Mhm.
good lunch. I try and have a salad for lunch.
Oh, terrific.
And then
Excellent.
at night, you
Excellent.
know, I'm working waitressing. So
Okay. And then
by the
you'll
time I
often
get yes,
eat there.
yeah,
Right.
because you can get a discount
Get a
there.
discount. There you
So,
go. There
yeah.
you go.
Mhm.
So I can see you really weighing this back and forth. When you're saying, okay, I ate a donut, I really shouldn't have done that. There's a
Yeah.
part of you that has a pretty good sense of yourself of like what you should and what you shouldn't eat, and to be healthier.
Oh yeah, and I like
Yeah.
to be, you know, I like to be healthier. I don't.
Is that important to you?
Well, I don't want to go on medication. I mean, you know, and that's
Yeah.
what they said to my sister. That if she didn't lose her weight, and she's much heavier than I am,
Is she?
that she'd have to go on medication. So.
She didn't like that idea either.
No.
And what has she done about it? Has she done anything different about her health?
Well, she's trying to modify her diet.
Uh-huh.
You know, she has a daycare at home,
Okay.
so you know, it's easier for her to prepare meals and stuff.
I see.
Whereas I'm not hardly at home. I mean, I'm back and forth all the time. In fact, she watches my kids when I waitress if my
Oh,
husband's
does
not
she?
home.
Yeah.
So
She's
yeah.
you trust her. She's real good
Oh,
with that.
God, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So so you see some of the changes that she's been making in terms of getting healthier herself.
Mhm.
It sounds almost like you kind of admire that about her, or am I overstepping there? Is that?
No, I do. You know, I give her a
Yeah.
lot of credit for doing that.
Yeah.
You know.
How did she pull that off? I mean, what did she do that helped her to get to that point? Was it just the fear of not wanting to go on the medication?
Yeah, it was the fear of not going on the medication, and you know, we have also a history in our family with strokes and stuff.
Oh,
so,
do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Who in your family's had a stroke?
My uncle has a stroke on my
Oh,
dad's side.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So yeah, and like I said, she's really very heavy, and it's, you know, hard. You know, she loses her energy a lot trying to keep up after those kids.
Mhm.
So she, you know, figures if she can maybe do some exercises with the kids, you know, take them on walking groups and stuff and things, which,
Mhm.
yeah, she has the time for it. I just don't. I'm
So
just
it's hard
busy.
to, yeah. With what you've got going on,
Right.
I mean, one of the things that you're really expressing is that it's really difficult to find a way to make the time to do a little bit of exercise,
Right.
or to get to the store to buy healthier
Mhm.
foods. So on the one hand, you've got those dilemmas, and on the other hand, you really don't want to get to the point where you're on medication. You don't want
No.
it to get to the point where it's so
I really,
bad, and
I
it's starting
really
to
don't.
head that
Yeah.
kind of head that direction. What do you think?
Yeah. Um, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe if you could help me with maybe looking at some meals or something,
Mhm.
and
Mm-hmm.
You know, it probably wouldn't hurt for my kids to. One of my kids is really heavy too, and
Oh,
the
which
older
one?
girl, the older girl is,
Okay,
and you know, she's just
okay.
kind of going into, you know, teenager. You know how difficult that is, and
Got it.
um,
Yeah.
so maybe we can just try it together. And I don't know. My husband's real resistant to any kind of diet. You know,
Sure.
you know, we're Italian, and he's really into his
Yeah.
pasta and his meat and everything else here. So that's going to be hard to do that. But I don't know. Maybe during the day, I
Maybe
can.
during the day.
Yeah, if you.
Well, and
Yeah.
you're describing already that, your lunch is pretty good. You
Yeah.
usually are doing something really healthy for lunch.
Mhm.
Maybe doing something different for breakfast might make a difference instead of the donut. Having
Yeah.
how do you feel about that, though?
Well,
Where do you get
yeah.
your donuts? Tell me, give it up. Where do you get your donuts?
It's on the way to where I clerk. You know, there's this little donut and coffee shop, and I kind of go through and
I
get my
know the one.
latte and my donuts.
I know the one you're
you know.
talking about. They're delicious, aren't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
They're really,
I
really
like the real
good.
fried ones, but
Yep, the
okay.
deep fried. Yeah,
Yeah, I know
excellent.
I shouldn't have them.
They're really tasty, aren't they?
Mhm,
It's
mhm.
really hard to give those up.
Yeah, it is.
But that would be one way to make a change if you felt like you were ready for it. But you have to be the one who's ready for it, and that's
Yeah.
the thing we're talking
Well,
about.
I don't want to
today, is
go
you
on
making-
medication. I really don't.
Yeah.
So I guess you know, maybe getting up a little bit earlier or something, and maybe having some cereal or something in the morning before I get the kids out the door. I mean, the kids
I see.
eat before they leave. You know, I just
Mhm.
don't. I'm running around doing all other kind of stuff. So.
Mhm, mhm.
Um,
Well, we have a list of some healthy foods, healthy food choices for different meals
Okay.
that might be worth looking at or considering.
Okay.
And you can look at these if you'd
All
like
right.
to. And it sounds like you really have made some decisions today about making a shift in how you relate to your food.
well,
And
we'll try, but I don't want to give up those French fries.
the French fries are going to be harder. Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
And you made an excellent point earlier where you say I eat too many of them.
I do.
So maybe if you said, okay, I'll have one order of French fries so many times a week versus too many French fries every night that
Yeah,
I work, or
yeah.
I don't know, a way to modify that, a way that you don't have to give them up completely.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, I don't know if you feel
Yeah.
convinced yet though about that. Those are going to be hard, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Well, change is incremental. Change happens a little bit at a time, and you've already made a change
Mhm.
about your lunch. You're doing something different about that.
Yeah.
And you're starting to look really hard at your breakfast, and then maybe that's another piece to talk about.
Okay.
The French fries.
All
Okay.
right.
Got it.
All right. I'll try.
Well, cool.
See.
Well, thanks for coming in today.
Okay.
And I'm glad we had a chance to have this conversation. And what I believe in is collaboration. So this is all about what you want to make change in your life.
Okay.
Just giving you some information and helping you through having a conversation about what's really important to you.
Well, I'll take your list, and next time I go to the store, see if I can get some of the items and maybe stock up on them, and
Super. Really
we'll,
good.
We'll go from there.
Good work.
Okay.
Really good work. All right. Nice. So let's take a look at the conversation that we just had. What I'm going to do is highlight different places that I might have developed discrepancy. One is that Jean talked about her relationship with her doctor and how he was concerned. She wasn't so concerned, but he was concerned.
Yeah, my doctor spoke to me about that, and yeah, he said I need to look at my diet and a little
Uh-huh.
bit changing it, and probably adding more of an exercise routine. But you know, I work at night as a waitress.
One area that we could have developed was the discrepancy between his opinion and her opinion. We didn't go with that. We could have talked about her family because she talked about the family history. That's another area of discrepancy. Did she have concern about her family? She did start to verbalize some concern specifically about her uncle.
Yeah, it was the fear of not going the medication, and you know, we have also history in our family with strokes and stuff.
Oh,
so,
do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Who in your family's had a stroke?
My uncle has a stroke on my
Oh,
dad's side.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Another
Another area that we might have developed discrepancy was with her daughter, who she said was overweight, and she had concerns. So you see there were multiple different ways to develop the discrepancy. I went with medication because it seemed like that's where a lot of her affect was, and she made that point again and again and again.
Well, I don't want to go on medication. I really don't.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe getting up a little bit earlier or something, and maybe having some cereal or something in the morning before I get the kids out the door. I mean, the kids
I see.
eat before they leave. I just
Mhm.
don't. I'm running around doing all other kind of stuff. So.
Mhm. Mhm. Well, we have a list of some healthy foods, healthy food choices for different meals. Usually, when people are in the midst of ambivalence, they're practically shouting at you what their concern is. And so when we went with the medication, she was really sold on that idea.